Junior Bridgeman took up an invitation by the majority owner of the Bucks to invest $150,000 in a new cable company. After 5 years, his money had increased fivefold. This allowed him to buy 5 Milwaukee area Wendy's franchises with a partner. He said, by the time I stopped playing, I had saved $750,000. When I bought those 5 restaurants, that's what it cost. Now, by the way, he had made 2 earlier attempts at franchise ownership as a partner in 2 Wendy's in Chicago and in Brooklyn. Both failed. And what bothered him is that he realized they failed because he hadn't learned enough about business from those failures. So in Milwaukee, he treated the business the way he treated basketball, putting in long hours. He entered a month-long Wendy's training program and pulled 18-hour days in his own restaurants, working the deep fryer, drive-through, cleaning the bathrooms. By the way, around this time, he heard a Bucks fan call into a local radio show and said how sad it was that she had spotted Junior Bridgeman working at a Wendy's. He gave priority to training low-level staff for higher-paying management positions, recognizing the impact, the Wall Street Journal said, he could have on their lives. As his restaurants turned around, he expanded vigorously, hired chaplains to talk to employees through their challenges. By 2016, he owned more than 500 franchises, and Bridgeman Foods was the second largest Wendy's franchisee in the world. He also owned more than 100 Chili's. He also owned Blaze Pizzas, Perkins, Mark Feed Stores, Golden Corrals, and others. He sold many of the restaurants to purchase territories from Coca-Cola in 3 Midwestern states and to start a new venture called Heartland Coca-Cola Bottling. He soon expanded his bottling enterprise, reaching into more states and Canada. As he grew rich, he and his wife wanted to instill the same values and work ethic in their children. They chose to raise them in Louisville, moving from L.A., where Bridgeman had spent 2 seasons with the Clippers before returning to Baltimore to close out his career. The Bridgemans would regularly take their 2 younger children to the company's offices to do janitorial work. The ethos, as explained by one of his daughters, is, quote, our family works together, we work hard together. All 3 siblings now work in family-owned businesses. One as executive director of Heartland, another as the parent company of Bridgeman Foods, another as the owner and chairwoman and CEO of Ebony and Jet, 2 influential magazines that the Bridgemans bought out of bankruptcy back in 2021. Bridgeman died recently at the age of 71. More than 1,200 people attended his memorial service. 16,000 watched online. According to the Wall Street Journal, quote, Bridgeman wasn't a swaggering, outgoing guy. Friends and family say it was hard to get him to talk about his success, and often to talk about it at all. Chauncey Billups, a former NBA star and current head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, was one of the many players that Bridgeman mentored. Eventually, they together owned 32 Wendy's and Blaze pizza franchises together. Billups said about Junior Bridgeman, quote, one of the things that stuck out, he never, ever said, these people work for me. Never. He always said, we work together. Close quote. This is the kind of work ethic that my dad taught my brothers and me. I told you this a bunch of times. My father never knew his biological father. Was literally kicked out of the house at the age of 13 by his illiterate mother. People say so-and-so didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. My dad didn't have the first nickel. 2 full-time jobs as a janitor. Cooked for a family on the weekend because he wanted my mom to be a stay-at-home mom. Went to night school to earn his GED. Ultimately saved his nickels and dimes, started a small restaurant near downtown LA, ran that until his mid-80s. Bought the property next door, as well as a home we still have in our family. My father was a World War II staff sergeant in the Marines, stationed on the island of Guam during World War II. He cooked for the colored soldiers, and when he got out of the military, he went back to Chattanooga, Tennessee, where he met and married my mom, and wanted to get him a job as a short order cook, and he was told, we don't hire N-words, except they didn't say N-words. He said, to hell with this, because my dad was a Pullman porter in the trains before he joined the Marines, and he came out to California on a run one time, and it seemed less racist and more friendly. So my dad went out to LA after this happened in Chattanooga to get him a job as a cook, and he was told, you don't have any references, which is what they said to him, their way of saying we don't hire N-words, except they were a little more polite about it. My dad always told my brothers and me, hard work wins. You get out of life what you put into it. You cannot control the outcome. But Larry, Dennis, Kirk, you are 100% in control of the effort. And before you moan or groan about what someone did to you or said to you, go to the nearest mirror, look at it and say, how could I have changed the outcome? And finally, no matter how hard you work, how good you are, sooner or later, bad things are going to happen to you. How you deal with those bad things will tell your mother and me if we raised a man. He's less angry than Crockett and Eli Mastall. Thanks for watching these clips from The Larry Elder Show. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment. More thought-provoking discussions are just a click away, so stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.